All of the homies we had turning to ghosts. Didn't know any better or know how to cope. Had to try out for the team, then wait on results. That was St. Andrews, I hated the coach. Entering raffles, I was just doing the most. Paying to play for the shows, you know how it goes. Plotting with ass, we were just struggling on unemployment, back on the ropes. I had to get it in motion, get it in motion. Listen to Quick on the radio, then were the days. Balancing options, getting in so many ways. So many plays, I ended up playing it safe. Let's get it in motion, let's get it in motion. Let's get it in motion, let's get it in motion. Let's get it in motion, let's get it in motion. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, go. Watching you is making me vomit, I'm dominant, juggling how many flows. Please don't compare me to none of these. I touch it and turn into diamond and gold. All of the time that I spend on myself is in silence, I'm ducking and dodging these. Slide on you, you thought that I ran out of. That's when it's time to making them. Got nothing to prove, the way that I'm killing the mic. Couldn't imagine this happening back when my mama was making the stew with the rice. Enrolled in college for only like half a semester, I knew that it wouldn't suffice. Said that I'd either be or in jump with my destiny, couldn't have proven them right. I had to get it in motion, let's get it in motion. Let's get it in motion, let's get it in motion. Let's get it in motion, let's get it in motion. Let's get it in motion.
Hello, basketball fans. You've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. Kevin Harlan here with Greg Anthony and a pair of Hall of Famers with us, Doris Burke and David Aldridge.
Whose bad is that?
Now, here's Poole. Looking back at the 2019 draft, Jordan Poole was picked number 28, and Doris, he's already experienced the highs and lows of the NBA.
Well, Kev, let's remember that was a stacked draft class, and I think what you've seen from Jordan Poole is this incredible ability to hunt shots, to be willing to be a focal point on the offensive end. Let's remember, he's won a championship in his career, and that's something you can never take away.
Pass to Song. Here's Champagnie. Fires the jumper from the corner and nails it. And so it's Paul with it, bringing it up for the Spurs. To the paint. Here's Sohan. And it's blocked.
Great timing on the rejection there. This young kid, Sarr, has major defensive potential.
Nice shot by Smart.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
Here's Paul. Marcus Smart picking up that last basket. Pass to Castle. Poole with the steal. To the middle. From in close. Smart. Got a hand on it. And they'll keep possession. And we've got a timeout call by Brian Keefe. This will give them a chance to discuss some potential alterations. Kicks it down to Middleton. Pass to Poole. And the basket is good.
And it really helps their team so much with Middleton's passing with effectiveness. And it helps him out as a scorer. He's that much harder to defend.
Now here's Paul. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Jordan Poole picks one up.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
GA, there is a lot to like about the game of Stephon Castle.
His size, playmaking, defensive intensity. I guess the question, is there that one thing that he can do at an elite level? That will be a crucial step if he's to become a star.
Middleton outside. That three off the mark. And it's the Spurs ball. 4-point game. Vassell outside. Here's Castle. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. So, Greg, the Spurs last year began 15-56, but it was the ending that they're really hanging their head on. They won 7 of their last 11 games.
And over that closing stretch, Wemby averaged 27 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 blocks. A small glimpse into the potential of this young superstar.
Pass to Champagnie. No good from outside. Time now to turn to our sideline reporter, David Aldridge. David.
Well, I caught up with Greg Popovich. We got to talking about Jordan Poole and how you deal with a player like him. Coach smiled and said, we want to be as disruptive for him as possible. Anything we can do to prevent him from getting into a rhythm, we'll do it. Keeping Poole off balance is the plan here. Guys?
Thank you, David. Here's Poole. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Oh, big finish. Emphatic.
He hangs on the rim just for good measure. Wow. And that one's good. Mamukelashvili.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
I think defensively, that is not the way you want to start. Giving up high percentage looks, that doesn't typically end well.
Now about 3 minutes gone in the first quarter. Middleton up top. Pass to Smart. Over in the corner, Poole. Here's Sarr. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
Well, that's just too much Alex Sarr there. All at about 7 feet. He is a lot to handle.
He's getting his first free throw attempt of the game here. GA, when it comes to the Wizards, they have a pretty spotty track record over the past decade.
Kevin, it's tough to get things right in the draft. Plus, they have just had poor lottery luck, only selecting higher than 8th once in the last decade. But they have passed on some superstar-level talent.
With the floater, and Poole with the layup. Poole's got 7 points.
Boy, that's beautiful touch on the floater. And let's remember, not everyone has that shot in their arsenal.
Pass to Mamukelashvili. No good with the triple. And the Wizards with possession. They're on a 13-5 run. Outside, Smart. The rebound by the Spurs. Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively, for sure.
They say the vertical is where Castle lacks a bit. Show me where it lacked there.
Greg, it's not the first skill you think about, but Jordan Poole is unreal at the foul line.
I mean, led the league in 22 at 92.5%, beating out teammate Steph Curry by 0.2%. Poole's always been amongst the league leaders in attempts.
Here's Wesley. Poole with the steal. Pass to Champagnie. Back to Poole. Here's Champagnie. Nice ball movement by Washington. Kicks it down to Middleton. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
Yeah, simply stated, you have to take care of the basketball, and they don't on that possession.
Number 11, Jordan McLaughlin.
The rebound by Champagnie.
Boy, 9 times out of 10, that's going in. I'm sure he surprised himself with the miss.
And so it's Washington in control with the 9-point lead to end the quarter. They're playing a bruising.
Wizards, 18.
And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Washington.
How about the ball movement so far? I mean, the unselfishness, everyone here just playing for one another, and that can be infectious.
And here's Barnes for 3. That one's not going to go.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Here's Mamukelashvili. Rebound by the Wizards.
Oh, that's a golden opportunity to finish on the break, and he blows it.
It was right there for him. He'd love to have that one back. That was embarrassing.
With a short break in the action, gives us a chance now to send it over to David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Greg Popovich is guiding a young Spurs team that's hoping to return this franchise to the dominance that saw 5 titles since 1999. Pop said the standards haven't changed. Be very direct, demand, be fair, and love them. They got to know you care about them. So it's all the same formula from 25 years ago to today. Kevin?
It's an interesting story, David. Thank you. And of course, as a Hall of Famer, you bringing that to us, perfect. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Wizards leading by 13. You know, Greg, with the combination of Wembanyama and Coach Greg Popovich, the Spurs should be a great defensive team.
Yeah, it's hard with a young roster because all 5 guys have to work in unison, and often someone's going to make a mistake.
Here's Duke. 6 on the shot clock. Off on the layup. Smart on the wing. Sarr. Pass to Poole. Outside for Smart. Misses the 3. Spurs trailed by 16. A shot by Champagnie, no good. Middleton drives in. And so the ball's out of bounds. Middleton touched it last.
Listen, turnovers happen. You've got to move on to the next play.
Bismack Biyombo. Chris Paul.
Driving inside. With the teardrop. And Sarr pulls it down. And so Poole will bring it up for the Wizards. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game. Back to Smart. No one near him. And again, Washington, no good.
Well, the defense flat out awful right there, and he couldn't punish them for their mistake.
Down low. Here's Barnes. Now in the scoring column with that bucket. 1 for 2 this game.
He's just able to score from anywhere on the floor, but Barnes loves that high percentage area.
Smart deciding where to go with it. To the inside. Count the basket. Sarr's got 4 this quarter. Greg, you know this. Good coaches give their players confidence. But what's the balance there between affirmation and accountability?
Well, when you believe in a player, that also comes with expectations. So a coach has to boost them up and also demand that they deliver.
Picked away. In transition, here comes San Antonio. A shot by Champagnie, no good. Washington leading now by 14. Pass to Champagnie. Can't cash in from close range. to the left side wing. Shoots the three. Good on the three-point shot. Ciampenni's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game. Middleton. Biyombo with the block. Now here's Barnes. Good on the shot, and that shaves the lead to single digits.
Yeah, and there it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great inside position.
Back to Smart. Pass to Sarr. And again, unable to change momentum here. Ring shot on the way. And that one hits back iron. The Wizards with the lead. Inside. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. 9 points for Alex Sarr.
That's where you want Sarr doing his work offensively. He is a tough cover in the paint.
Ball outside. Got it off in time. And no luck with that time on the buzzer beater. And so it's Washington. Their lead at 11 points to end the quarter. Defensively, they have gotten after it, contesting every shot going up. We've got more in store for you right after this. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And the way the Wizards like to play, Greg, you can expect them to get out and run.
Yeah, they're young and they can fly, right? They've got speed and athleticism to get up and down the floor. They'll push the tempo as much as you allow.
First team.
Here's Sarr. Here's Poole. And Paul pulls it down. To the middle. And the dunk by Barnes.
That's elite length and explosiveness. Harrison Barnes attacks the rim, leaves no doubt.
It's Poole with the drive. And they immediately answer back with the dunk at the other end.
Just rubbing it in their faces with that dunk.
He is never going to take his foot off the pedal.
Well, you love that he wants to wear out the defense. What a catalyst for his team. Incredible.
Back to Paul. Count the bucket. And he's got a free throw coming up as well.
Well, you can see the tenacity of Chris Paul in play there. He refuses to give up on the shot, wants to get the end one. Nicely done.
There's been a lot of turnover in Washington doors over the last few years. Where do you think they go from here?
I think the first thing they're looking for, Kevin, is obviously a cornerstone around which to build your team. Recently, it was Bradley Beal. Now they are looking for someone to step up and be their guy.
Wizards leading by 4. Pass to Ciampenni. Drills it from outside. Ciampenni's got 5 now.
That's the kind of D that you're not going to find success with, guys. They've got to get a hand in the face.
Paul for 3. Good on the triple.
Look at Chris Paul getting aggressive. He's not going to let that 3 go unanswered. He's too competitive for that.
And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Harrison Barnes picks one up. First trip to the free throw line for him in this one.
Finished the season last year around 80% from the stripe. Probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. And here's Barnes for 3. And again, it's San Antonio with a 3.
Yeah, this offense is rolling. They've been assertive, but they're also playing under control.
I think the communication on offense is working at every level right now. What a run for this group.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
The Wizards have converted 4 of 7 free throws on the night.
Marcus Smart is one of those guys you want in the trenches. He brings great effort on the defensive end every night, and he's a willing shooter at the most critical moments.
To the inside. Howard down after the assist. Let him into the lane.
go into the rack with energy, and the D afraid to cut him off.
Yeah, got to chalk that one up to some shaky defending.
Yeah, and give him credit for taking advantage. In a close game, those are the types of plays that can swing things in your direction.
I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Now, CP3 knows every string to pull on the offensive end. What a pretty pass.
It seemed like he changed his mind halfway through the layup, tried to go to something else, and flat out choked it.
Now the Wizards with it. At one point, they led by 16. There's 1:47 left in the third quarter. For the lead, Washington with the rebound. Deflects the pass. And so it looks like Washington will retain possession here.
And he made the right read on that play, but just couldn't secure the steal.
Yeah, the anticipation was there. The hustle was there. Very close to picking that one.
So San Antonio going with an almost entirely new group here. And it's Brian Keefe calling timeout here. Wants to talk some things over. Might be seeing some things to adjust. There's 1:38 left here in the third quarter. Pass to Song. The kick out to Poole. Clock at 6. That's another one for him. His 5th in just 7 shots. Spurs trail by 3. .109 left in the third. Paul with the 3. They get the rebound. Johnson outside. For the tie. And Chris Middleton pulls it down. Wizards leading by 3. Here's Champagnie. That shot misses. And so it's Johnson who brings the ball up for the San Antonio Spurs. Can't tie it up as that one misses. And they blow the whistle for a foul. He was trying to disrupt the fast break opportunity. This is his 3rd trip to the free throw line in the game. Off the inbound. In the corner, it's Song. Nice ball movement by Washington. Rebounded by the Spurs. He's gone 1 of 1 in the game so far from the line.
And last season's numbers show him at about an 83% clip, which is far better than most.
And Paul is truly the prototypical point guard. He's got a high IQ, takes care of the ball, and he prioritizes setting up his teammates.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Johnson attacking. Pass to Mamukelashvili. Another shot. And Johnson lays it in. 8 seconds left to play in the third. To the paint. Smart. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton. Smart's got 4 points in the quarter.
Important points there. Got him on a nice play, getting the ball inside and right to the bucket.
It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Well, this has been a great contest so far, and I imagine the fourth quarter could have even more. Action in store for us. Wizards leading by 3. Here's Middleton. Second shot opportunity. Johnson with the block.
Get that out of here. I don't even want to see that. Johnson showing his explosiveness at the defensive end.
quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Nice shot by Smart. And the Wizards lead by 3. And a closer look here at the hustle stats for the Wizards.
They made a point to protect the rim, challenging shots all game long, and the block total is off the charts.
Driving the lane. Rebounded by the Spurs. About a minute played here in the fourth quarter. Here's Champagnie. Over to the wing. Just 5 to shoot. Pass to Wesley. Over Smart. Again, the miss by the Spurs. Wizards leading by 3. Here's Champagnie. Outside, Smart. And another make to his scoring column. His 5th basket of the game. Now shooting 5 of 11.
I'll tell you have to appreciate the confidence of Marcus Smart. At point-blank range, he is an efficient scorer.
And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. He's clearly intent on wanting to lock in and make sure everyone's on the same page. And now we've got some time to check in from the sidelines. You got for us, DA?
During that break, Greg Popovich really had some strong advice for his team. He said, hey, we're still in this thing. We just have to trust each other out there. Be aggressive, stay together, and play as a team. We're coming back and winning this one. Pretty confident words, Kevin.
Thanks, David. Pass to Middleton. Back to Poole. Good, and the assist goes to Middleton.
Confident and composed on the three-point shot at a critical juncture.
Lob pass, Vassell. Poole with the steal. Down low. Here's Sarr. And Sarr throws it down.
How about Sarr? Just ridiculous athleticism for a 7-footer.
Here's Paul. Into the lane. Off target with the jump hook. And it's Vassell with the foul. That's foul number 2 for him. Just under 2.5 minutes gone here in the final quarter. Pass to Champagnie. Back to Middleton. Here's Poole. Another one falls for Washington.
The correct decision by Middleton, moving to his wide-open teammate, Chris, a terrific passer off the wing.
Here's Paul. Once again off the mark by San Antonio. To the inside. Sarr hits the layup after the sweet pump fake to freeze the D. And now it's an 11-point Wizards lead. Paul looking over the floor. Pass to Castle. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Will it go? Once again off the mark by San Antonio. And so Poole will bring it up for the Wizards. They've only given up 5 points here in the fourth quarter.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their play.
Well, what great game planning, what great execution. It doesn't get much better than this.
And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. The Spurs making a switch here. And a little over 3.5 minutes in the books so far here in the fourth. Washington leading now